Hi, everybody. This is Tom with Culture Chap. So, today might be entertaining but a difficult topic for some of you. I want to talk about some of those shows from the last 75, 60 years that have characters in them that are too racist. The caricatures of these characters are far too racist. Now, the success I want to talk about before I get to the bad one is a new version. It's actually not too new. It's about 10 years old. It is a version I saw of Auntie Mame. Not Auntie Mame the musical, but Auntie Mame the play. So, a lot of you have seen the movie. Perhaps some of you have seen the stage show. And the character that bothers me the most in the movie is Ito, the Japanese butler. Now, in the play that I saw, Ito did not have a Japanese caricature accent. He was Southern. Now what I mean by that, especially people in the UK, he was Southern. When you see the Golden Girls, he had a sort of Moonlight and Magnolia kind of accent, and but he beefed it up to say things that we as Americans find very funny. Things like "who doggies" and y'all, and just hamming it up as a hilarious character. Now, in the story, if you don't know Auntie Mame, her brother dies, she's very wealthy, and Nora, an Irish nanny, a nanny from Ireland, brings Patrick Dennis to his aunt, and she raises him. But in this play, Ito was a bigger part. Nora moves in, Auntie Mame lives there, Ito lives there, but Ito became the male figure. And in the beginning, I was like, why are they changing costumes so much? But I was seeing that Ito was help raising Patrick in a way that was very helpful. He was the male figure. We see them in karate outfits. We see them in baseball outfits. We see a lot of this before the transition from the child Patrick becomes the adult Patrick 9 years later. So the adult Patrick is about to marry a complete snob. She's horrible. And her family is horrible. Now, Mame has invited them over for a dinner, and she has been to their house for a dinner when they wanted her to buy the property next to them because their area is restricted. Now, the people interested in the plot next to them are the Epsteins, that are a Jewish man who's a very famous cellist, and his wife. And she says, "Oh, they're wonderful people. You'll love them." Like, no, it's restricted. She realizes just what incredible racists they are. Then they come to her house, and in this version, not even with any extra lines, did they have Ito as this character, the male figure, present more in Patrick's life with Nora, because it took a family. They were like a little collective family to raise Patrick. But as an adult, Ito shows up to this party where the girlfriend, her racist parents, are, and of course they sneer at him, and they look quizzically at his southern accent, and then you realize the southern accent on Ito is sort of double-fold, because maybe the audience laughed at the fact that he didn't have the accent they expected in the beginning, but now, when we see it through racists' eyes, that they think he's very strange, the audience feels like, we judged too harshly. Yeah, that's not good. What was our thought? Because, of course, we're on Mame's side to expose it. And in this version, Patrick was dating Acacia's Page, who in the movie you see comes by to say hello. And he was Patrick's tutor when he was a child. He was his teacher. And there's not much happening with lines, but Acacia comes in, kisses his husband on the lips, and the family recoils. They also recoil at Nora with her Irish accent. They recoil at anyone who is different. And then a bunch of chaos happens, and Patrick sees that this is not the girl he should marry, that they are horrible. Now, in the play, at the worst possible chaotic moment when the family is having fits about their friends, their chosen family, Ito picks up a baseball and just throws it in the air back into his hand. It's so powerful. It is so powerful. And the audience knows that this is a reminder that I taught you sports, I was in your life, I was the father figure, and you don't actually care that I'm gay. You don't actually care about any of this. You don't actually want to be with this girl. All of this stuff is saying that, and Ito has the final, not the final say, but the final movement of a reminder. This is not the way you were raised. You are not narrow-minded. You are not racist. It's very, very powerful. And I think that is a good way to handle that character. Because in the movie, he's got a strange accent, he does strange things, he has a weird laugh, and it's all very Japanese immigrant caricature. And it's not good. It's not good at all. And we don't need that kind of stuff. This is something from the past, but we don't need to repeat that. Now, the bad one is another company in another country that was doing Thoroughly Modern Millie, which is a movie I love, but I hate the treatment of the Asian people. Now, this company was trying to lessen, because in the movie, the Asian people run a Chinese laundry and they're kidnapping women to sell into slavery. That's all you need to know. And it's bad. And of course, our heroes conquer them and this and that. There's not much you can do with this. They're in caricature costumes. They talk in a caricature way. They're the villains. We're supposed to hate them. What are you going to do with these characters that are based on racist stereotypes and the ideas of how Americans treated Asian people in the era, which is the 1920s? There's not much you can clean up. It's not just a choice of different accents. The Asian people are the baddies. What are you going to do? This terrible thing is that Thoroughly Modern Millie is a fun story. It's great music. People want to do it. It has great dancing. One of the joys in it is that Millie, as a sideline gig, goes and sings Hava Nagila at a Jewish wedding, which is beautifully done. There are a few Jews who don't like it. They think it's a bit of a mockery. But remember, the Jewish faith is people from many countries. So Hava Nagila is just a song sung at many Jewish weddings, maybe not all. If you're Reformed, if you're Hasidic, I could see why you're getting upset. But the scene in the movie is handled very well. No one's making fun of them. Everyone's dressed appropriately. You know what I mean? Heads are covered. And the dancing is wonderful. And it's just a little jazzed up. Now, if you have feelings about this, tell me in the comments. But most people at the time the movie was filmed and the musical was on stage had never seen Hava Nagila or a representation of a beautiful Jewish wedding in the States, the way they handle weddings in the States. I still think it's wonderful. I think it should be in the play. It should be in the musical. I'm stumbling because I can't think of a way out of the Asian villains. So do we throw this musical away because there is no way to get rid of this huge plot point or change the villain's ethnicity, which changes the story entirely? Or does it? But it doesn't need to be there. Our attitudes are different now, as they should have been then, but they're not. There's little changes you can do to shrink the racism or get rid of it completely. But in this piece, there's not a lot you can do. Now, if someone has handled this differently, I'd love to hear about it in the comments, please. Because people are still doing Thoroughly Modern Millie quite a bit. Quite a bit. And I don't want them to do it that way. You could have villains that are comical and amazing and all kinds of things, and they don't really have to have a theme. You know, the themes of villains that we really like and kind of respect are, you know, Cruella de Vil. She wants to kill Dalmatian puppies. There is no one getting upset with that. She's not, you know, representing a group of people that want to use animal fur, and we hate those people, or they're unfair. Animal killer people for fur coats are bad people. You know, that's not racism. There's lots of villains out there that are just not themed out the way they are in Millie. All right, that's all I have for today. Please think about the shows you're doing and what you're presenting on stage and what you're saying about certain ethnicities, certain people in the areas of the country. I should say also that Ito, when playing Southern, he was not dumb. He was not a dumb Southerner. He was very smart. He was very helpful. He was immediately on Patrick's side. So not a stereotypical dumb Southerner. So don't put that in your brain. He was smart. He was clever. He was amazing. Remember, Nora and Ito save the day by paying off the bills when she runs out of money. They're the heroes, and they help raise this child. I think it works very well. And I wish there were more plays and musicals that we could figure out what to do with those characters that are problematic. And sections of the story we just don't need. We don't need added layers of racism when it's really not essential to the plot. You know? All right. That's all for today. Have a think. Tell me what you think. And we'll talk again. Please like and subscribe. I'm getting a lot of views, which is great, and I appreciate that. But not a lot of subscribers. And I need subscribers to make the channel grow. Okay. Thanks a lot. We'll talk again. Bye.